Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 159.
159.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
2 locations.
2 locations, but the best one for theme park merchandise is close to the Florida Mall.
That's right. And if you go there, mention Mousesteps sent you, you'll get 10% off on your entire purchase. So that's a very good deal.
Well, I always love discounts.
That's right. We support the discounts fully.
And PixieVacations.com.
Our official travel agency.
It's coming up on Epcot Food and Wine time, Halloween time, and Christmas time is just around the corner. So this is a time to really make your plans, and they are who we recommend.
And we also have a few announcements.
We'll be joining the Griswolds from Pixie Vacations, along with they run Mouse Chat.
Right.
And on October 17th, if you look it up, Mouse Chat Scavenger Hunt and Mousesteps Scavenger Hunt, they're actually running it. We're going to be there at the Magic Kingdom, and it's from 11 a.m. to 12:30. It doesn't cost anything if you can get yourself in the park. And there's also an event at Jelly Rolls that night.
That's right. So we'll come out and see everybody at Jelly Rolls. Should be a good time.
And just look up Mouse Chat and Eventzilla, and you should be able to find it on Google.
And we have another contest, another tote bag, as you can see right here.
Right, and this is also from Pixie Vacations. It may not be this exact one. They have different designs on them. But
it'll have a mouse.
It will have a mouse, and it'll have a name.
That's right. And the contest is just let us know what your favorite Halloween decoration in any Disney park. What's your favorite Halloween decoration?
Or on the Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your favorite?
My favorite? I like the big giant pumpkin at Disneyland, the huge one when you walk in.
And I like the restroom pumpkin.
The restroom pumpkin? Oh, yes.
Yeah, at the
Let's
Magic
not
Kingdom.
Forget about the restroom.
So that might be my favorite.
And you have until September 20th, 2015. Leave that on our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook and just leave the response there.
And we don't want to forget Maple Leaf Tickets. They are our official ticket agency. They have tickets to Walt Disney World, SeaWorld, Universal, dinner shows in the area. Definitely check them out.
Absolutely. Anyway, on with the show. We're going to start off at Disney's Hollywood Studios and look at this beautiful view thanks to our good friend Martin Smith, who is visiting us for 3 weeks. It's the Chinese Theater unsullied by giant stages or hats or any
I always prefer it that way.
And you can see the spires have returned. You can see those 4 spires, the same coloring as the original. So it looks great, and that is very nice, and we look forward to seeing it this way, unless another stage goes up for Christmas time. But we hear they will have a permanent stage, a small one, ground level hopefully, and that'll be that. And the Star Wars is coming. The Force Awakens.
Just a few months away.
That's right. Already some in-park references there. And the big in-park reference is this new paint job here to the former Magic of Disney Animation. It's going to be the Star Wars Launch Bay, which is sort of a preview center for all the new Star Wars stuff. But sadly, in order to make all this Star Wars stuff, we also got some bad news this week. The Osborne Lights, the Osborne spectacle of something flashy. Dancing lights, yes. Will be ending after a 20-year run. I think there was 1 year that it didn't happen because it began in 2000.
It began in 1995.
Oh, 95. That's right, 95.
It's 20 years old, and I was like, well, that makes it 21 then if it started. But I didn't remember that there was 1 year that maybe it didn't happen. So that is actually 20 years.
Because it originally opened at Residential Street, and I remember that. Remember Residential?
Too, right?
That was wonderful.
Well, you would pass the Golden Girls, the facade for the Golden Girls house, and that would be lit up.
Right, and then it moved to the Streets of America. So now that we know it's going for sure, where would you like to see it go? I've had some thought about this. I thought maybe they could move it over to Animal Kingdom, spread some of the lights around, or
we don't think it's going anywhere.
It's probably not going. We're just kind of talking about this together.
Love it. I would love to see it, moved, because this is, the Lights of Winter closed, and now this is closing. That's a lot of holiday magic that has been leaving Walt Disney World, plus Jingle Jungle Parade at Animal Kingdom.
Well, also, I was thinking maybe Buena Vista Street at California Adventure. And they, Disneyland Paris has a studio, so you could ship it off there. But I know you already mentioned this, but my favorite idea, Epcot has this area between Future World and World Showcase, and you could build some really a nice archway, perhaps. Put some of these lights there. Maybe they already have a soundtrack. You could set it to music. Maybe make it snow. It would be delightful. You could spread it all around Epcot like SeaWorld, and it would be spectacular.
SeaWorld has a fantastic Christmas.
Right. So I'd love to see all all these lights spread all around World Showcase and dance.
I'm so disappointed. I mean, Disney is really where I've gotten so much of my holidays from through the years. And, we've found other places like Gaylord Palms, like SeaWorld.
What's going to happen to him? He will end up at Theme Park Connection, perhaps.
Maybe. Or he could be like pieces of baby Sinclair pins, I don't.
Well,
I don't
it is our tradition at Christmas night. Every Christmas night after we go visiting family, we always come and enjoy a nightcap here at the Osborne Lights. So we will really miss our Christmas tradition. We'll do it one last time
this year,
Christmas, but
now we have to find something new.
Well, maybe it'll be at Epcot. Spread all around.
No,
perhaps.
I don't think it's going to be at
2016.
Epcot. Somebody said online maybe it should go to the wide world of sports. I don't think it will work.
That would finally bring people in there. That would be a great place to put it.
And one other sad announcement this week, Mulch, Sweat, and Shears will be ending, I believe it's around October 10th.
Yes, that'll be the very last show, the 10th. So that's very, very sad. We love Mulch. That's probably my favorite act that still plays anywhere at Walt Disney World. They're a favorite of ours, especially on New Year's Eve. The only place that we would go, because we're not fans of the
techno music.
Techno, and we love rock music, and we love them. So that's going to be very, very sad. So
they've been 11 years at the studios.
I know.
So that's it. I guess when you take one thing, you might as well take something else.
That's
but
right.
I'm not sure if anything's going to replace them, but I think they're irreplaceable.
Right. So anyway, sorry for the downer to start the show. We'll jump back in. Halloween has arrived at Hollywood Studios. This is the former Villains in Vogue.
It's called Real Vogue.
Real Vogue.
And I think the Mummy was here. The Mummies were here the first time last year. And I really like the decorations here.
Me too. I think this is great. It's one of my favorite shops for Halloween shopping at all the parks.
And I think the spiders are a new addition this year, those large spiders.
I have to say, this is my favorite item. It's the Jack Skellington hat, and he is the Pumpkin King, so that's actually a pumpkin that he is sort of sitting on that you put on your head. This confused some of our viewers, though. They thought it was, like, why is Jack wearing a dress?
But it's more of a skirt.
That's true. That
or
is
a
very
pumpkin.
true. Well, speaking of pumpkins, we're going to jump over to the Magic Kingdom. Last week, we showed you the very first day of Halloween. A lot has come in since then, including these giant pumpkins outside the park.
And they used to be inside the park by the train station until a couple of years ago, but Disney has scattered some of the pumpkins inside and outside, and including these that we're going to be looking at. And I kind of like when they move pumpkins around because it feels different. Like you don't want the same exact decorations every single year.
And of course, all this is happening to get ready for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which actually starts this coming week on the 15th, this Tuesday, and we will be there for the first party.
And that will be what our next show is about, is probably just about all Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
So last week we got a lot of nice feedback because we talked about the pumpkins over the various shops on Main Street, USA. Today we're going to talk all about these guys, the scarecrows.
And the scarecrows are all based on like characters on Main Street, and also, people in the shops and such. So like right here, this is one of my very favorite details, maybe my favorite detail in the display, and it's with the mayor of Main Street. And
his watch. I love his pocket watch. That is awesome. And this is another Main Street USA member, Street Miss Fear character. This, though, is an Emporium cast member.
Right, and holding like a little Mickey plush. And these scarecrows, I don't know when they came here for the first time. They've been here for years.
Yeah.
The same ones. But again, they all tell a story of Main Street USA tote bag there.
And it's the correct cast member outfit for somebody working at the Emporium. So I think that's a great detail. Oh, and speaking of details.
And here is a scarecrow. It is for Casey's Corner, and you've got a baseball in the mouth.
Right. Yeah. Well, that sounds very painful.
I don't know why.
But it really ties things into the whole Main Street. And look at this. The team he's on are the Scarecrows.
And
so
he has
that's pretty
the
cool.
baseball bat, the baseball glove.
Yeah.
And we'll be heading over now to another scarecrow.
And this one represents the bakery. Now, Starbucks looks like he has spilled a bag of sugar all into the ground
messy.
there. Yeah.
And this cast member is from the confectionery with candy apple.
And candy corn up there, which I am not a huge fan of the candy corn.
I like the candy corn, so I'll take yours.
Looks like she took a little bite of the lollipop, though.
And that we are at the Main Street Philharmonic, which we will see in just one second, or the Main Street Band. and that is what this one represents.
You know, the drum has moved slightly, though. It used to be where you look through there and you saw a different scarecrow. So
right, because I would take a picture through there.
We remember that from so many years of doing all this. And again, the Main Street Band.
Right.
And another addition from last week are all the Mickey pumpkins that are up on the light posts.
And there's more than ever, absolutely, through the different hub areas now. And plus, they're more full than ever.
They're more colorful. They look like they're all brand new. So they're very, very orange.
And here is Mickey, and we'll see Minnie as well, all dressed in their Halloween best.
You know, I wish they would really wear this costume out for Halloween. We have not seen Mickey in this exact costume, maybe ever.
No, I guess not.
Wouldn't that be awesome if they did?
I think so, yes. And he also is holding himself as the vampire because this year there's a lot of vampire merchandise with Mickey. And, of course, Minnie as a witch. She's been a witch for a number of years, really, on the merchandise.
Right. They need to get some new costumes. You know, this Mickey and Minnie are in a rut. They always wear the same costume every year. So.
But it's nice to, like, if we saw them in those outfits. Does Minnie come out as a? I don't think she comes out as a witch. Does she?
No, she had a brand new outfit last year. I forget what it was, but I know we have a video of it, so I'll link to that.
And Daisy is dressed in the outfit for
Mickey's
the cast
Not
members.
So Scary
right,
Halloween
for
Party.
the Halloween party.
The cast member outfit looks like there is a bunch of
candy apples.
Yeah, candy apples. I hope that's safe, though. I hope it's a safe witch's brew.
And there is, you got Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They're also dressed for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And these are the outfits that they're in every year for Halloween in the windows.
That's right. So that's about it for Halloween decorations on Main Street. Next week, we'll have a full show all about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the 2015 edition.
With the new Hocus Pocus show. I have never seen Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, that replaces the old villain show, so that'll be very interesting. Anyway, also, we're going to take a look at some changes that has happened. The area in front of the castle where that show that we just talked about will be playing has just reopened.
I don't remember this incline before. Maybe it was there, but I don't remember it, and I don't like if you're standing on it, you're kind of a little bit lower than everybody. So.
Well, if you're back to where Main Street is, you are lower than the people right in front of the castle. So that's.
I don't like standing on the incline. I did it the other day, but it's nice because once everything is open, I think it will be. There'll be so many more guests who can actually see the show.
Yes,
and
now already, the end result will be much wider. Look at all that space back there. I mean, there's a ton of space. As you can see, though, things aren't quite done. This area that goes up, around the moat area where you would go into the castle, that is completely not done. I don't think it will be done by next week. So it's going to be a much more narrow viewing area for a little while.
Well, this was a few days ago, so you never know if they can. You never know if they can just get on the stick and get it done. I don't know.
Look at that. I mean, there's no concrete. I mean, there is a long way to go before this area that you can walk through the castle to.
Well,
I mean,
there's still a couple more days, so I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you never know, like you said.
Let's see how it goes.
I predict it'll be a little while, but we'll see.
It may be, but every now and then when they really want to go fast, they can do it, and this opened up pretty nicely. So.
Well, I hope you're right. I really would like to see this fully done before the first party because I think it'll be very, very popular with the villain show. 4 times a night it's playing. So
I'm glad that it's 4 times.
Anyway, this is a new addition you're about to see. I know you always get sad when we talk about the Rose Garden, but the former Rose Garden now has a little cut through straight ahead. That whole area was blocked off before, but now they've opened it up so you can sort of cut through there to go down that other street that takes you into either Tomorrowland or Fantasyland.
And I had not seen this, and we were at the Magic Kingdom for a few hours. I'm not sure how I missed it.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to see it in the upcoming weeks, but again, not necessarily a bad thing. Opens things up. Here's a very open view looking down Main Street, USA at all the decorations.
Right, and we watched also the trolley show from up here. They started up here. Oh, and there they are.
See, it's almost like you have ESP. This is the fall trolley show, and it just started for fall, of course, although I think it's still technically summer.
Yes, but they're dressed in their autumn outfits, and especially when you have the Halloween decorations, you have to have, the autumn costumes. And they're up here for a little bit, and you have to go off to the side if you're going to watch them from up here, and then they'll go down below, and then you can watch from anywhere on the train station.
And you have a great view looking down. So actually, I kind of think this is a nice place to see the show. And it's good that they have different versions of it for all the different seasons.
I agree with that.
So we also went to Epcot last week. This was taken on 9/11. You could see they have the flag at the half-mast there. I thought that was a very nice entrance.
And there is a beer garden.
That's right. We went to the beer garden with our friends, a whole bunch of friends from all over the world, actually. And we love the beer garden. We always have a great time. We've talked about it in the past. We're not going to give a big, long thing. We just want to say that, there are a lot of the performers that have been around for a long time. So it was very nice. It reminds me of old Epcot, 80s Epcot, and we love dining there.
And I think it's quite the bargain considering for lunch.
So another new thing we saw at Epcot was here, all the Force Awakens merchandise from Force Friday. Tons of it is at the Disney Traders.
Right. Well, I mean, every store we go into that has Star Wars merchandise seems to have all kinds of different ones. It's sort of like going to Disneyland and they have the Disneyland 60 and it's in so many different stores. Like you can find different items. So here they have quite a few displays. This started becoming it used to be a Duffy store.
Yeah, for a while it was all Duffy.
And then it started becoming kind of a mishmash. And then we noticed before the Force Awakens merchandise came out that it was starting to add more Star Wars, and now it's like half a Star Wars shop.
I think it was a soccer store last year, all sorts of soccer stuff. So, but I think the Star Wars stuff will be here for a little while. It was very popular when we were there. People were very interested in all of this. We went to Downtown Disney, or Disney Springs, if you want to call it that, a different day last week, and there were Star Wars areas much bigger than this.
This will be very popular.
Oh,
it's like a light-up necklace.
The light-up BB-8. By the way, we have purchased a BB-8, the one that you use with the iPhone, and I've been driving him around the house here.
He's not much bigger than that. He's so little.
Denise
like
was
a
surprised
little
how
baby.
small he is,
Yes.
and we'll show the BB-8. We did a unboxing video. We'll put that up eventually.
Small robot, big price.
Yeah. You think that's what the merch is?
Yes.
Well, luckily we bought it online right when they went on sale, so luckily we got them before they sold out. But tons of merchandise. Some of it I like. Some of it's very retro.
Well, while this one is a new one, that does have a classic look to it.
And especially this one looks like something you'd see an iron-on from when we were growing up in the 70s.
Well, I didn't even notice the BB-8 on there. It's like he infiltrated his way onto a t-shirt.
I think this BB-8 is going to be very popular. We bought one, and we didn't even know who he was.
Well, I've mentioned before, I like Star Wars. I love the first movie, but I'm not like, yay, Star Wars. Like, I didn't get in line. Like, that's not, I'm a fan, but not a massive fan. So I don't know who all these people are.
Well, this is going
though.
to be the bad guy here. It's the Kylo Ren. I guess that's how you say his name, but I believe he is a villain. He looks like a villain.
Yes, he doesn't look like a happy guy. He's sort of like, almost like a Darth Vader, but different.
That's right. So we always have a great time at Epcot, and especially with Martin and the whole gang, and we want to say a shout out to him and all our friends that we have just seen in the last few weeks. It's been really nice.
And now we're heading over to Universal and the Hard Rock Hotel. And we did a very small tour of the Hard Rock Hotel. We saw one of their newly renovated rooms from this year, and also we have a pool tour as well.
And we're going to start off at the pool. The pool looks very inviting. I would love to go and check this out. Maybe we will do that one of these days.
Well, this is a 12,000 square foot pool. It has a lot of sand, like it's very kind of beachy. And then they also have a poolside that has 260 it's a 260 foot poolside. We didn't see that. I don't even think it was running at the time. And a couple of hot tubs, so it's actually quite large, and this is off season, so the few guests who were in here had a lot of room to swim in.
Well, we were very early too for us. I mean, this was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Plus, a lot of the guests are probably off at the parks having a good time.
And the Hard Rock is actually the closest park to Universal. It's only maybe a 5 to 7 minute walk from the Universal Park, which is great. I mean, there are 4 hotels here. There is the Portofino, there's the Hard Rock, there's the Royal Pacific, and then you have the Cabana Bay Beach Resort. All but Cabana Bay are the deluxe resorts, and this would be the middle of the deluxe resorts, and they all have the slides. Even Cabana Bay, which is more of a value resort, has a lot of really deluxe offerings. But this pool area it looked very nice that day too.
Well, is it true that you can pool hop? It is perfectly okay, no matter where you're staying, to use any other Universal pool?
I know, well, the Lowe's pools, I know in the past it's been the case. We didn't ask this time, so I'm not sure if it's still the case or not. But up until not that long ago, when we were staying at Cabana Bay, we were told it was still the case, and that was last year.
Right. We didn't take them up on that because it's far to get from hotel to hotel, but
A little
it's nice
bit.
to know that you could do that if it's still indeed. We will look into that
Yeah,
for a
we
future
should
show.
ask about that. And again, you have a couple of hot tubs, and on this day it was a little hot already. So,
Yeah, you wouldn't have needed that. These are very nice, the private cabanas.
and there are two of them, and one of them, well, there's more than two cabanas, but there are two themed cabanas.
Right.
This one is the Yellow Submarine, the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, and the other one is Stevie Wonder Musicquarium. Is that how you say it? Because I don't even remember. I used to listen to Stevie Wonder as a kid, but I don't really remember albums as much as I remember
I'm
songs.
sure our listeners will give us the correct pronunciation.
And the cabanas include wireless internet, a fruit basket, plasma TV, I believe, some waters. So you get
Looks
a server.
like there is a refrigerator there as well. I
Right.
could have
So
sworn.
they look actually quite nice. So maybe one of these days I'm sure we'll stay at one of the Lowe's hotels here in the next few months.
Yeah, it looks very relaxing. I could
Yes.
definitely go for that. So here we're going to take a look at the brand new remodeled rooms.
And these were remodeled earlier this year. There's 650 rooms, and they have club rooms, and some of the rooms are pet friendly as well, which is nice. I think just about all the Lowe's hotels are pet friendly. And there's even, I don't know if you know this, a Graceland suite with 2,375 square feet. And when you stay at these resorts, and look, when you're checking your height here, you can see, like, I'm down by,
Yeah, you're
I'm really low, like I'm almost not on there at all. And but they're the rooms are very comfortable. I'm not sure on the size of the room. They didn't know that at the time. But they did a major refurbishment now, not only of the rooms, but of the lobby.
Right, everything looked great. The lobby looked very relaxing, almost like you could sit there for hours.
And yes, it looked very comfortable. And also, you get to skip the lines when you stay at these resorts. You get to skip, not Cabana Bay, but the other three. You get to skip the lines on a lot of attractions. That's one of the benefits. And also
Little perks. That's a really
yes.
nice perk.
And I believe also early entry into Islands of Adventure is also another one.
One thing I did like is while we were waiting in the lobby, all the rock memorabilia, I saw Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. They had some items, and we interviewed them this year, so it was kind of cool to see their stuff right there at the Hard Rock.
I thought so too. Even in the store, there are items including from Kiss, and there's actually over $1 million in rock memorabilia around the hotel. It's like a museum of rock history, which is pretty awesome. And I just want to say, we get nothing to talk about this. We didn't get a free stay. We didn't get anything. All I asked for was a tour, and that's what we got.
Right.
I've been asking for it for several months because to me, it's a big deal. A lot of our viewers might be interested in going to the Universal resorts, and they're beautiful. All of the resorts are beautiful.
Right, we're just very curious at the Universal. We've spent so many days at these Disney resorts, and I thought it would be nice to see how the Universal resorts are, and we've only stayed at the one before, so this is very interesting.
Right, and I've been inside some of the rooms from other resorts. We saw the Minion rooms, the Minion suites last year, and I love those. Those are my favorite.
So after touring the resort, we were so close to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, we decided to go check it out. It was the day after they closed Disaster.
And we were here to check that out, but we ended up staying a few hours in the park, and it wasn't too busy, so we took the train from park to park.
I think the real main reason we were there is we wanted to try dining at Mythos because
Yes.
our friends had just tried it and told us how really good it was with the new menu, and we'll be getting to that very soon.
And I hadn't been to Mythos in many years, but here we're looking at Disaster, which they stripped the name very quickly. Again, this was the next day.
It was closed because this space will be used for Fast and Furious, probably very similar to what we just saw at Universal Hollywood.
Right, and then you have Beetlejuice, which we thought it was supposed to be closing on the same day as everything else.
Disaster and all that, right?
But I've heard, I think in October is when it's supposed to leave. But it is that one. This one is leaving as well.
Do we know
I have
if
no
it'll be...
idea. I don't know what they're doing here.
Here is the latest look at the Kong ride, the Reign of Kong.
Yes, and that will be, I believe that will be opening as well next year. And I think we're thinking this is going to be somewhat similar to what is in Hollywood as well. And everything in Hollywood is on the tram tour. They have the Kong, the earthquake. Oh, and you can see King Kong there. And at first I thought it was just a big rock.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely looks different than when we were there last time.
Right before California, which was about a month earlier. And all of a sudden there's this big King Kong. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what that rock is. And then it's like you really see, his face and everything. It's very impressive looking, but it's just interesting how I didn't notice it the second I saw it.
Always a lot of exciting things going on at Universal. I look forward to that very much. Next summer, there should be screens. There should be actual, animatronic effects, all sorts of things. So it should be a very exciting attraction. I can't wait for that.
Right. I mean, everything, like Universal just keeps pumping it out. Plus, they're going to have another hotel, and they're going to have the water park in the next couple of years, and just so much coming. So it'll be interesting also to see what they're going to be doing with the Incredible Hulk.
Here is just a quick look at the Hulk. We're not quite sure what's happening with that, but I would guess they may add some theming. Who knows? Maybe some new track cars, some things like that.
Right. I know they're actually doing quite a bit to it. It's going to be another year before that reopens.
So the real reason we were there, though, is to try dining at Mythos. We've heard very good things, and you've been there many years ago. I had never been in the building.
Right, and we usually go to Finnegan's. Finnegan's, for me, is like my favorite in the parks because that's all we go to as far as the table service. But we finally went here, and
it's great. There's a nice open kitchen you could see. The theming is fantastic, very detailed, which I love. A relaxing atmosphere. Nice and cool. I shouldn't say air, but it was a hot day, so it was really nice to sit and have full service.
What I like about Mythos and Finnegan's, and also we have not been to Lombard's.
We will go to Lombard's.
Is that the pricing is about the same as, let's say, the Plaza restaurant at the Magic Kingdom, but it's not, it's not lower.
The quality is a little higher than you'd get at the Plaza.
Well, we love the Plaza. That's one of our favorite restaurants in part because of the price. Mm-hmm. But here you can come in and, your food starts at $11.99, your entrees. And also on, I was going to say on City Walk, also there's a number of restaurants that have terrific prices like Vivo, and that's one of my favorites. So the table service is very comparable to counter service pricing. And you get a better overall experience.
And not to mention, you get a discount if you're an annual pass holder like we are. So I liked that as well.
Right, but also at counter service. So, would you rather have a burger here or a burger, at a counter service location? And this is where I'd rather have
of course,
a meal.
Absolutely. So let's get into the meal itself. We're going to start off with your favorite part, the butter.
Well, I like that they emboss it. That other parks used to do things like embossing, but I like that.
Remember,
that
King
Universal...
Stefan's used to give you that Mickey?
Yes.
And you would tell me how you'd cut the head off the Mickey.
Well, I don't think it was at King Stefan's that I used to do that. It was at other restaurants, but yes.
That's terrible.
And then we got some soup and salad, and this was included with the entree for $2.99 and additional each of them, which I thought was very reasonable.
Yeah, they were very good quality, and for just the nominal addition, I thought it was well worth doing, and it rounded off the meal. We didn't even have any room for dessert.
No,
and we would have totally gotten dessert.
I'd rather have a salad and soup.
So there is your chicken sandwich and fries.
Right, and that was very nice. I think I gave you the bacon. The only thing is the fries I thought I would rather them have like steak fries or something else besides those type of fries. They weren't as good as some, but they weren't bad. And there is your steak.
Yeah, the beef medallions, I guess that's what it was.
And that was one of the higher price items on the menu at maybe about $20, $19.99.
Right, it was $19.99. I thought the quality of the beef was excellent. It had a very good flavor to it and not a lot of fat.
That's what I like in the meat, yes.
Right, and you had the potato gratin. It was really good. I enjoyed the meal. Again, the whole thing, including a 20% tip, came out to about $50,
including
right?
Including
drinks
our
and
discount.
including with the discount, right?
And it's 2 soft drinks. But I thought it was a very reasonable value for what we received.
And you're in this beautiful area, lots to look at. I think the theming really adds, for me, it adds value. Or you can sit outside.
But it was too hot to
It was
sit
very
outside
hot
this
out
day.
there. So anyway, great time. Oh, there is the Hulk coaster that closed that day. Anyway, you know what? That's another show.
That's another show.
Thanks to our sponsors, pixievacations.com.
And we look forward to seeing them next month on October 17th.
That's right. Couple events we'll be at.
Yes, and definitely check them out for upcoming events.
Also, Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. And Theme Park Connection, our original sponsor, 10% off, remember, if you say Mousesteps sent you.
Have a great week.
Have a great week, everybody.